Hey, future cat parent. So, you fell down the cute cat video rabbit hole, and now you're days away from bringing home your first feline. But wait, what if you mess this up? What if you're not ready to be the perfect cat mom or dad? Take a deep breath. We've all been there, staring at a shopping cart full of supplies, Googling how to cat at 2 a.m., and wondering if your new buddy will even like you. Spoiler, they will. In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know. No judgment, no overwhelm, just practical tips to turn those jitters into confidence. Ready to go from anxious newbie to cat whispering pro? Let's get you prepped for the adventure ahead. Let's start with one of the most important pillars of cat care: feeding. It's easy to assume that grabbing a bag of kibble is enough, but when it comes to feline health, that couldn't be further from the truth. What cats really need is a moisture-rich diet. That means feeding them wet food, homemade cooked meals, or even raw, because cats are obligate carnivores. Their bodies are designed to run on high-quality animal protein and hydration, not dry, carb-heavy pellets. This is especially important to help prevent common feline health issues like urinary blockages, which are often linked to chronic dehydration caused by dry food diets. Keeping their diet rich in moisture supports kidney health, bladder function, and overall hydration, things dry kibble alone just can't provide. Now, if your new cat is coming from a shelter, chances are they were raised on kibble. It's convenient and cheap, but it's far from ideal. If you're adopting a kitten, you're in luck. This is the perfect stage to introduce them to a variety of proteins, textures, and formats. Kittens are naturally curious and more willing to explore different types of food. But if you're bringing home an adult cat who's only known dry food, don't worry. You can absolutely transition them toward healthier options over time. In fact, we've made a dedicated video that walks you through the full process of transitioning your cat from kibble to wet, cooked, or raw food. Check the description below or tap the link that's popping up on your screen right now. Of course, if feeding only wet or homemade food isn't doable for you long-term, a mixed diet is still a huge upgrade. Combining a decent kibble with wet or raw meals can help strike a balance between convenience, cost, and nutrition. The key is to choose food that's rich in animal-based protein. Whether you go for dry or wet options, make sure meat is the first ingredient and avoid products that rely too heavily on things like pea protein, corn, wheat gluten, rice, or soy. These are often used as cheap fillers and don't offer the nutrition your cat needs. Also, try to rotate proteins regularly: chicken, turkey, rabbit, beef, so your cat doesn't get fixated on one flavor and develops a more robust digestive system. One important note: try to limit fish-heavy recipes. While fish is delicious for many cats, it can become addictive and is linked to hyperthyroidism due to the heavy metals often present in seafood. It's okay as an occasional treat, but it shouldn't be their daily staple. In the description and pinned comment, we've left a list of trusted wet foods, raw options, and high-protein kibbles you can try for your new furry companion, whether you're going all in on natural feeding or just want to start mixing it in. Now let's talk about hydration, because this is where many new cat parents get surprised. Cats evolved in the desert, which means they're not naturally inclined to drink a lot of water. They're built to get moisture from their prey. So even if your cat is drinking from their bowl or fountain, it doesn't necessarily mean they're getting enough. In fact, when a cat is eating only dry food and drinking water, it's usually a sign they're already dehydrated. On the other hand, cats on wet or raw diets often drink very little, and that's totally fine. Their meals are hydrating by nature. There are also a few feeding tips that can make a big difference. Always use ceramic or stainless steel bowls, never plastic. Plastic can harbor bacteria and even lead to chin acne. And yes, wash the bowls daily, no matter what you're feeding. Food residue builds up quickly, especially with wet food. Cats do best with multiple small meals. 3 to 5 a day is great. Try to keep their feeding times consistent. Cats love routine, and they actually feel more secure when meals come at predictable times. If you're feeding a kitten, make sure to choose kitten-specific wet food or kibble, or canned food labeled all life stages. Those are formulated to support growing bodies. And if you're curious about taking your cat's nutrition to the next level, we've got a complete book to natural feeding that's beginner-friendly and available on Amazon. Whether you want to try cooking at home or just better understand what your cat really needs, this book is a great place to start, and we'll leave the link in the description. Now let's talk about something that's just as important as feeding: your cat's health. It might not be the most exciting topic, but it's what sets the foundation for a long, comfortable life together. If you're adopting from a shelter or rescue, your new cat will most likely already come with their core vaccinations, deworming, and a dose of flea prevention. That's standard protocol for most reputable shelters, but it's always a good idea to double check with them or your vet. Once your cat is home, one of the best decisions you can make is to keep them indoors full time. Indoor cats live significantly longer, and they avoid contact with outdoor animals that could carry diseases, parasites, or even just create stress through territorial conflict. As far as vaccinations go, the essential ones include the FVRCP, also called the feline triple combo, rabies, and feline leukemia, but only after your cat has tested negative for leukemia. That last part is really important. Leukemia is contagious among cats, so we only vaccinate once we're sure they're in the clear. Once your cat is fully vaccinated, most vets recommend booster shots every year or every 2 to 3 years, depending on the vaccine, your cat's health, and lifestyle. That said, if your cat lives exclusively indoors and has no exposure to other cats, it's worth discussing whether continued annual vaccination is truly necessary, especially as they get older. Personally, we believe that once a cat reaches 9 years or more and isn't exposed to other animals, it may be healthier to avoid routine boosters, unless there's a specific need. Less can sometimes be more, especially with aging bodies. And let's not forget about spaying or neutering. While it's often encouraged as early as possible, we recommend waiting until your cat is around 1 year old if you can. This allows their body and hormones to develop fully, especially since those organs are tied to overall growth and hormonal balance. If you do need to sterilize earlier, 6 months and up is a good threshold. The key is to do it thoughtfully. Sterilization plays an important role in reducing overpopulation and preventing health issues like reproductive cancers. But timing matters too. When it comes to parasite control, there are tons of options on the market. If your cat goes outside or lives with a dog who does, monthly flea prevention might be more important. But for strictly indoor cats, you might choose gentler alternatives, like natural sprays or repellent collars, instead of chemical treatments every month. It really depends on your environment, how common fleas are in your area, and whether there's any chance they could be brought in from outside. And here's something most new cat parents don't realize. Cats are masters at hiding pain or illness. It's part of their survival instinct. That's why daily observation matters more than you think. The litter box isn't just a bathroom. It's one of the best tools you have for monitoring your cat's health. Pay attention to how often they pee or poop, what their stool looks like, whether they strain, and even their facial expressions or posture. If you notice changes, like going less often, crying while peeing, or avoiding the box altogether, it could be an early warning sign. Keep track of anything unusual and don't be afraid to jot down notes to share with your vet. Regardless of age or lifestyle, it's crucial to take your cat to the vet at least once a year for a full checkup. That includes blood work and often an abdominal ultrasound, which helps detect silent issues early on. As your cat enters their senior years, around 10 years old and up, those checkups should happen twice a year. These proactive visits can catch conditions early, manage aging symptoms, and add precious years to your time together. At the end of the day, caring for your cat's health is an act of love. It's not just about reacting when something goes wrong, it's about building a relationship based on prevention, awareness, and presence. That's what helps them live not only longer, but better. But a healthy cat isn't just one with clean blood work and vet checkups. It's one who's mentally stimulated, physically active, and emotionally fulfilled too. Caring for your cat's health goes beyond vet visits and good food. Mental and physical enrichment is just as essential. Cats are natural-born hunters, and even if they now live surrounded by soft blankets and automatic feeders, those instincts haven't gone anywhere. That's why playtime is non-negotiable. The best kinds of toys are the ones that simulate prey behavior. Think wands, feather teasers, and small plush toys they can chase, stalk, and kill. Incorporating catnip can be a bonus for many cats, making the experience even more exciting. Just a few minutes a day of structured play can reduce stress, prevent boredom-related behavior, and strengthen your bond. But enrichment doesn't stop with toys. If you live in a house with a yard or a safe rooftop, building a catio, a cat patio, is one of the most rewarding things you can do. It allows your cat to experience the outdoors, fresh air, sunshine, birdwatching, all without the dangers of being free roaming. If a catio isn't an option, there's always catification, transforming your indoor space to better suit feline instincts. Add wall-mounted shelves, window perches, cat trees, and tall scratching posts so your cat can jump, climb, and observe their territory from above. Height equals safety in cat language, and giving them vertical territory helps them feel confident and at home. You can also take things a step further with leash training. Yes, cats can go on walks. With patience and the right harness, many cats enjoy exploring the world beyond their walls. Just remember to go slow, stay in quiet areas, and let your cat lead the pace. If your cat isn't into walking, a stroller can be a great alternative. It gives them the stimulation of new sights and smells without the stress of walking. Don't forget about interactive toys that challenge their minds, like puzzle feeders, treat dispensing balls, or automatic toys that respond to movement. Mental stimulation is key, especially for indoor cats, and these tools can help reduce anxiety and even slow down overeating. The goal here is simple. Give your cat ways to be a cat, to pounce, scratch, observe, explore, and feel like they're in control of their environment. When you do, you'll notice a calmer, more confident, and happier feline in your home. And hey, we've got you covered. In the description and pinned comment, you'll find a curated list of the best toys, enrichment tools, and furniture to support your cat's daily adventures. From feather wands to window hammocks, these little investments make a world of difference. Now that we've covered how to nourish their instincts and keep their mind sharp, let's shift into the daily and weekly care routines that will keep your cat looking and feeling amazing. Grooming is more than just a beauty ritual. For short-haired cats, a once-a-week brushing is usually enough to reduce shedding and hairballs. But if your cat has long fur, daily brushing is a must. It prevents painful matting, reduces fur ingestion, and strengthens your bond through calm, loving touch. You'll also want to keep an eye on their nails. Cats naturally file their claws through scratching, but they'll still need a trim every few weeks. Just make sure to avoid the pink part of the claw, the quick. That's where nerves and blood vessels live. If you're not confident doing this yourself, your vet or a groomer can always help. One of the most overlooked areas of care is dental hygiene. Brushing your cat's teeth might sound impossible, but with time and the right tools, like pet-safe toothpaste and finger brushes, it becomes easier. Even if you can only manage a few times a week, you'll be helping to prevent gum disease, tooth loss, and costly dental surgeries down the line. Now let's talk litter boxes. The golden rule: 1 litter box per cat plus 1 extra. So if you have 2 cats, aim for 3 boxes. Clean them daily if possible, and fully empty and wash them every 10 days. This keeps your home odor-free and your cat happy to use their box without hesitation. If you've got a wild digger who flings litter like confetti, litter mats placed outside the box can help trap granules and keep your floors clean. Choosing the right litter box placement also matters. Put them in quiet, low-traffic areas where your cat feels safe. And if your cat starts avoiding the litter box, don't assume it's behavioral. It might be a sign of pain or illness. At the end of the day, caring for a cat is about creating an environment where they feel safe, seen, and loved, where their body, instincts, and emotions are all respected. And don't worry if you don't get everything perfect from the start. You're learning, adapting, and growing together. The truth is, your cat isn't looking for perfection. They just want consistency, safety, and connection. Every meow, every headbutt, every quiet nap beside you is their way of saying you're doing great. So take it one step at a time. Celebrate the little wins, stay curious, and enjoy the beautiful, weird, hilarious adventure of living with a cat. They may not speak your language, but trust me, they'll understand your love. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. We've got more perfect guides coming your way. And hey, all the helpful links and product suggestions, you'll find them in the description and pinned comment. Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, happy cats mean happy naps. See you in the next video.